I'm here with Wes McDermott from IFCBAA here in Melbourne, the studio. Now, Wes, you're the Regional Manager for Victoria, but you're also the Manager for Air, Sea and Forwarding for IFCBAA. Thanks for coming in, mate.
My pleasure, Lawrence. Thank you for having us here today.
Great. Now, Wes, we've got this massive conference coming up. So before we dive into that, I've got a couple of questions for you. But tell me about yourself in the industry and about IFCBAA itself.
Well, I started at a small Australian-owned customs brokerage, and I've been in the industry over 35 years now. I feel very privileged to be working for the association that I'm so passionate about. So very, very lucky man. IFCBAA is the peak industry body for freight forwarders and customs brokers with history back to 1904. Wow. A long time. And we serve our members by advocating and promoting the industry on over 23 national forums and committees, as well as several international forums and committees such as FIATA and the International Customs Brokers Association.
Great. Now, I know that we had the inaugural conference last year. It was a huge success. What can people expect to take away from the 2023 conference? What have you got in store?
There's no doubt the IFCBAA annual conference is the premier annual conference on the Australian International Trade calendar. Yep. And the program is extensive this year. We've got Australian Border Force, Department of Agriculture, Fisheries and Forestry. We've got airlines, we've got ports, we've got ground handlers, we've got shipping lines. There's the Productivity Commission coming to give us a report. There's also the Simplified Trade System. We even have a session on drones.
Wow.
That's going to be really interesting.
Looking forward
to that one.
Yeah.
And then there's also cybersecurity. So there's a lot happening. But in addition to that, we've also got the trade displays there, but it's not all work. Yep. There's a bit of fun. So we have the social functions as well, which is fantastic for networking and also to catch up with old friends and make new friends.
Yep, I can't wait for it. I think last year everyone had a ball, but they also got a lot and took away so much information. All those agencies and different carriers and so forth, they all had a really robust and just open discussion, which is great. I think, I know speaking to some of the government agencies who were there, they loved the fact that they could really get, the coal-face feedback.
Absolutely, yeah. There was some really good discussions, robust as you call them. That's true. It was really good, and we're looking forward to that again this year.
Great. Now, Wes, you guys are at the coalface. You're in the trenches there with all the brokers and forwarders. What do you think is the biggest topics or the biggest changes that have happened throughout the industry in the last 12 months?
I think the biggest changes has been sustainability. That has really come along leaps and bounds, especially in the last 12 months and 3 years. The way that it's come to the forefront of everybody's thinking and conversations. So even when you just think about the IMO GHG 2023 strategy and how they're looking to reduce carbon emissions by 40% by 2030 and 70% by 2050. And when compared to the 2008 levels. And then you've got IATA and the airlines with their net zero carbon emission policy 2050 target. So there's a lot of items happening in that space, and it actually makes it really exciting for the future within the industry. And then you've got, talking about the future, we've actually got a session at the conference called the Young Logistics Professionals,
fantastic,
YLPs. And I'm really looking forward to hearing those speakers because they're going to talk about how they got into the industry, their daily challenges, and then also where they want to see the future or where they think the future of the industry will be going. So as someone who's been in the industry a long time, it's our obligation, I would say, to make sure that we encourage and support them through their journey.
Congratulations, Wes. I think, as you pointed out, they are the future of the sector and the industry. And they really will be leading the way in relation to all Australian importers and exporters. So they'll be so important, and congratulations for having that as part of the forum.
Thank you. No, we're really looking forward to it. It's going to be a really good conference, actually. We're looking forward.
Yeah, excited.
Yeah.
Wes, you've talked about IFCBAA and how it is really the peak body representing Australia on a global stage as well. You cover forwarding and brokerage, and all aspects with all the agencies. What is something or some things that the industry doesn't know about IFCBAA, or what would you like to remind them about on today's quick brief chat?
Good question, Lawrence. I think The main thing I would say is that people don't realise that we are a not-for-profit organisation, and we are the only association representing international freight forwarders and customs brokers that is owned by members, and it's run for members. So that's something I think that isn't taken for granted or not well known in the industry. The other thing is our training side, the internal training department. So we have regulatory and non-regulatory courses, as well as our short courses too that we do. And our staff, they're very passionate. They work tirelessly in the background, assisting members with their challenges and nuances that come up on a daily basis. And we make sure that we communicate that to the appropriate and highest levels within government and other industry stakeholders.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned the passion that you have personally, and I know for a fact, and I know all the members love it and appreciate the passion that you all share across the sector. You've come from the sector.
Yes.
You know the pains and the real hardships that people go through as forwarders and brokers. So,
very much so.
So you've lived it and breathed it. You continue to do so. So perfect example of trying to really help that association. Help the members of the association have that voice.
Yes, very much so.
Wes, I know we're only a few weeks away now. We've got a couple of weeks still to go and everyone's really getting pumped. Can people still register? Can we get along?
They can, yes. Registrations are still open. Please, if you're thinking about coming up and joining us, we have an excellent program. Registrations will be closing soon, so please go and visit ifcbaa.com and you can register at our website. Come up and join us and see us on the Gold Coast.
Absolutely. You'll have a lot to learn, but heaps of fun too. Great relationships and networking as well.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much, Wes.
Thank you,
Great to
Lawrence.
see you again, mate. Looking forward to seeing you a couple of weeks at the Gold Coast.
Likewise. Thank you.
Cheers.